So one of the things that I'm really keen on looking at is health. As a health activist and advocate, I'm very biased towards health because I believe when people are healthy, we have healthier communities, we have healthier nations, and hence more productive nations, and as a result, it contributes to development. We all saw how stunted development was because of a COVID-19 pandemic. It does not make sense for us to talk about infrastructure or, building better roads and this and this if we cannot talk about how an individual is being built. So I am looking forward to having conversations on health and how to develop that and see that implemented back home in our own countries. We also need to look at how people can access health because we have too many unhealthy people in these developed countries. Another thing I want to see is a transformation on education. If we look at the most developed countries, one of the key indicators that they're developing really well, one of the things that lead to that development is their education systems. We need to have conversations around how, for instance, it is not preparing young people for employment. It is not preparing young people for leadership. It is not preparing young people to even know themselves in a sense. So we need to look at that holistically and talk about how we can cause transformation in the education system because that is what's going to lead to development in its own way. Education, as Nelson Mandela said, is the greatest equalizer. So if we want to come and say we want to make these two equal, most developed and least developed, let's have education at the center of it. One thing we do see is that, of course, leaders are going to go there. We'll have various stakeholders, but one stakeholder that should not be left out is young people. These least developed countries are largely made out of young people, and if they are not involved in decision making at such big platforms and even just initiating from now, because this is what we need to draft and present to this conference, then that's going to be a problem because that would mean that we are leaving out half of the population that needs this development, and that does not work. So I'm looking forward to seeing young people being involved and being partners in this, and not just at the conference but even afterwards, because we need to realize that flipping the script means that we come together as partners, and one of the key partners are young people. I really want to see laws and policies being changed so that they can actually adequately favor transformation and development that is fostered by young people. What do I mean by this? There are so many laws and policies right now that still hinder young people being involved even in political spaces. There are so many laws and policies right now that hinder young people being able to even make entrepreneurial ventures and the like in least developed countries because young people are not seen as an entity or partner, and that can only be reflected if the laws reflect that. We need action. We need to be able to go to someone legally, our presidents, hold them accountable and say, this is what we need and these are the laws and guidelines that we need to be put in place. We cannot have a solution of a one fit size for everyone. Everyone has got their own problems from where they come from, and we need to come together with these solutions and make it work. So I want to see homegrown solutions coming together, making it work together, find the collaborations, find the partnerships, especially the money. Find the money to make it work and go back home and make it work, because we cannot keep coming up with one solution and thinking it to work for everyone. That really is what the problem is this whole time. So we need to change that and come together with homegrown solutions and go back home with homegrown implementation for those solutions that we came with. So that is what I'm looking forward to seeing, and I am very eager on seeing the transformation this conference is going to bring.